What's up, everybody? I'm John,
And I'm Kangshou.
and we got some big bad news.
Big bad news.
So today, instead of our usual routine of coming to you guys straight from Seoul with lots of tasty stuff to share, we're actually recording this in our most of the time home in Philadelphia, USA, the land of cheesesteaks and hoagies. And the reason why is because in the coming months, we're actually peacing out of here and moving to Seoul for some full-time action. And it feels extremely epic, right?
It feels very epic. It's a huge decision for us, and we've put in a lot of thoughts into it. And the point of this video is to share the biggest reasons why we're making this big move. But before we get into that, how about you give these guys a little background?
Can do. So we first met here in my longtime hometown of Philadelphia back in 2010, which is ages ago. And after 3 years of doing long distance and doing the whole falling in love thing, Kangshou moved here from Seoul. We got married, and we basically kept up with our day job at the time, which was teaching and performing music. But over the years, we made it a priority to come back to Korea more and more. And as we've kept the flames of love burning for our friends and our family over there, and especially for hanging out in Seoul, we've kind of realized it's time for us to have more of a full-time relationship with Korea. And it's also time for Kangshou to have some revenge, since I'm now going to be the one to be living in a foreign country for the first time. But let's get into why we're pumped up about this big change.
The first thing that I can think of that's drawing us to Seoul is its energy. It's a massive city that's home to roughly 10 million people, and it has so much to do and see. Vibrant neighborhoods, historical landmarks, temples, art spaces, museums, great nature, and tons more. It's really on a whole nother level compared to Philly, and it also never slows down or stops changing, which is something that we're gonna have to get used to. But overall, we're excited and ready for some action-packed city life in our next chapter.
Number 2 on our list is transportation and accessibility, and that's where Seoul really shines. Its metro area subway system includes 23 different lines that stretch many, many miles. It's got over 4,000 bus stops, which is totally insane, and in general, things run like clockwork. A base fare for a ride is just over $1, transfer to another subway or bus line is free, and getting around quickly is super easy and cheap. Compared to Philly, which has just 2 subway lines and definite reliability issues, it is no contest. Sorry to say that, Philly. Also, unlike the US overall, which is obviously very attached to driving, Seoul truly makes it possible to live life on foot if you want to do that. We're going to be walking and exploring a ton over there, and I am super stoked for that.
Yeah, me too. And also it feels very safe, even if you feel like walking around by yourself at 2 a.m. And that's one of the best parts. Another thing that's great about Korea is its healthcare system. It's not perfect, but it's honestly pretty great. The care is very affordable, settling on a doctor of your choice is really simple, and for most standard medical treatments, there are no third-party insurance companies to deal with, unlike in the US. Things are just much easier and cheaper than what we're used to over here.
Absolutely. It sucks to say this, but there are some really frustrating aspects about America's healthcare system. High costs, complicated insurance tiers, complicated referral systems, being on hold with providers and insurance companies on the phone. It's the kind of stuff that sucks the life out of you over time. And we all know I'm in a bad mood when I'm on hold. On the other side, Korea generally just has a lot more speed and efficiency going for it, especially when it comes to public services and public policy. And for me, that really goes a long way. Papa just wants some short wait times and cheap dental care, you know what I mean? Up next is food. And this one might seem kind of obvious since this channel is so forward on Korean food, but to us, this is a deadly serious factor.
Yes.
But for starters, where we live now is actually no slouch at all compared to other American city food scenes. Philly's got an impressive amount of great grub, ranging from lowbrow to highbrow and representing a lot of cultures, and it really delivers on quality. But then there's Seoul, with super high culinary standards, a lot of innovation and competition, amazing age-old food traditions that utilize so many ingredients, and honestly, it's just easier to run into intensely flavorful food over there, and you get a lot of it for cheaper than what's in the US. Obviously, this is coming from our experience and our own opinions, but, you know, trust us, baby.
Yeah, it also helps that there are more international options than ever over there. Italian, Middle Eastern, Mexican, It doesn't have as many options as New York City or anything, but it is getting better over time.
Definitely. We're gonna be eating our asses off over there.
Yes. One more reason is the fact that I have my family and my oldest friends in Korea. We are gonna have so much more time to hang out with them, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome because we like to get down, and they are definitely near and dear to my heart as well. But there is gonna be a sad part to all of this, which is that we're gonna be very far from my Philly crew. My parents, my twin brother, my sister-in-law, so many good friends, my two little nephews that drive my brother up a wall but melt my heart. It's honestly gonna be a new type of long distance for me. Obviously positives and negatives for such a huge change, but we're gonna be thrilled for what comes next.
And with that, we're gonna wrap it up here. Stay tuned for a medical emergency and some incredible food in our next episode.
Until then, thank you guys so much for watching, supporting, and subscribing, and we love y'all.
안녕.